Hi, welcome to myprojectbuzzer.com. Next, let me discuss about the title of the project. Our project title is Using Mussel-Inspired Self-Organization and Account Proxies to Obfuscate Workload Ownership and Placement in Clouds. The main objective of this paper is to decrease the risk of adversarial targeting, and it significantly reduces the amount of public IP addresses needed for users to access their instances and disturbs the critical steps in the attack path for most cases. This is the main objective of our process. Now let me discuss about the abstract of our paper. In this paper, we propose a Mussel behavior to cluster users according to individual preferences. Each cluster contains members with similar preferences or workload types subscribed in a best effort manner. This means that assignment to the cluster which exactly matches user preferences is not always guaranteed. To obfuscate the public to private IP map, each cluster is managed and accessed by an account proxy. Each proxy uses one public IP address which is shared by all clustered users when accessing their instances and maintains a mapping to private IP addresses. To prevent non-directed attacks aimed at random users belonging to a particular proxy, clusters periodically dissolve. Here, perform a risk assessment to determine the likelihood an individual user will be victimized given that a successful non-directed exploit has occurred. Then, in the existing system, it has provided evidence indicating how a malicious user could perform code residence profiling and public to private IP mapping to target and exploit customers which share physical resources. The attacks rely on two steps: resource placement on the target's physical machine and extraction. Then let me discuss about the data flow diagram of our project. First, we have to start the cloud server. In that we have a host 1, host 2 and then host 2, host 3, host 4, etc. After that, gateway is a process, then Mussel based allocator is there. If the different users were entered into the process, it has been entered into a gateway, that means a controller, Mussel based controller, and after that information has been forwarded to the cloud server. In that cloud, our encrypted files has to be stored. After, if the client needs a decrypted file, means controller forwards request to the cloud decrypts the data and send it to the controller, and the controller send it to the client. This is the flow of our process. Next, let me discuss about the demo of our project. First, we have to run cloud.java. And minimize it. Then we have to run controller.java file and minimize it. Then we have to run the client file. If you are going to client file means first user.java, right click and run the file user.java, then click proceed button, then register here. If you are new user, register here, enter your mail ID, then enter your password, then enter your password, then create account created successfully. Your secret key is 1601627. You must remember the key for decryption. Then enter your after you can log into that username, then password, submit, browse any file. If you are printed text file, encrypt that file by using key value, and then encrypted, then file name will be displayed here, and then send it to the controller get it file received and it is allocated to that, and then allocate to server receives that file, store that file, Addons data stored successfully, that is here. Then after client gets a file from then request, it has to be sent to the controller receives a request, and the request sent it to the server receives a request, gets a request and send it to the controller gets the file data received and then send it to client receives the file, enter your secret key. Your secret key is 1627. You are authenticated and then get your data and then exit, enter your secret key 123. Again enter your ID 1627. When you are authenticated, get your enter the password. Okay, decryptor. Then graph will be displayed based on the time taken and we have evaluate the efficiency based on the time taken. Again in that we are configure the Readme file. Go to the browser. In that just type the Readme. If you need to configure the Readme file means you must be in a online. If you want to store the file in a offline means you need to create a folder in some directories and you have to store your files. Then if you are a new user, get your free account. If you are you sign in that my ID is it has been entered into a folder, Readme folder. Your password is wrong, so in that Readme folder is there. In that folder our files has been stored. Your username and your file is to be stored in that. If you want to open the file means you can here you can open that file. It is in an encrypted format. So this is the encrypted format by using some cryptography algorithm. Thank you.